Hey guys, welcome back to The Right Drive. I'm Jordan, the layman in our local car scene, and today we're going to be looking at the Maxus MIFA 7.
The exterior of the Maxus MIFA 7 features a very minimalistic and classy styling, and it looks very similar to the Kia EV9. They are virtually the same size with similar headlight stylings, and both feature auto flush door handles. Where they differ greatly is the rear styling and, of course, the performance and price. I have reviewed the Kia EV9 earlier, which I will link to below in the description.
I really like this colour, which they call emerald green. It stands out in car parks and it has a very shiny and uplifting vibe.
The MIFA 7 comes with a 90 kWh battery capacity, which gets you 480 km of range. It also sports a maximum power of 180 kilowatts and 350 Nm of torque, effectively placing this car in the Cat B COE category, along with a claimed energy consumption of 20.5 kWh per 100 km. For an MPV this size, the boot space is honestly not fantastic. However, the focus of the MIFA 7 is in the comfort of its interior seats, including the third row, which I will talk about in a while.
Now, of course you can drop the third row seats to get more boot space, but that would also mean turning your MIFA 7 into a 5 or 6 seater vehicle. And also note that it actually takes quite a bit of strength to pull the seats back. This is okay. This one, however,
the power sliding doors reveal the second row captain chairs, and in the middle is a space to access the third row seats.
The second row is extremely spacious. There's ample legroom and headroom. The seats are also fitted with plush cushioning, adding that extra layer of comfort, which really helps, especially for long journeys. You can feel it when you poke it. The captain chairs are fully adjustable to fit your comfort preference, and you have the freedom of space to adjust it however you want.
You also get rear aircon vents, which can be found at the top on both sides, and a central aircon control interface just for the rear. That's really cool.
The third row seats is where the MIFA 7 stands out. In my experience, third row seats are generally and typically uncomfortable. Hard seats, terrible legroom, claustrophobic. But here, it's the reverse. Soft and cushiony seats, acceptable legroom, aircon vents on both sides, and you also get to adjust the incline angle of your back seat. I'm not gonna lie to you, the third row seats are obviously not as spacious as the second row or the first row seats. But as third row seats go, this is simply one of the best. It's actually acceptable sitting in here. You can of course negotiate with the second row passenger to move forward a little, and you would get slightly more space. And not to mention, if you're sitting alone, due to the lack of a center seat in the second row, you can stretch your leg out. One of it. You also get 2 cup holders on each side that completes the whole package. It's clear that Maxus really put in a lot of thought into the third row seats of the MIFA 7. And even though yes, the second row seats are always preferred regardless, the third row seats here are completely acceptable and nothing to frown at.
The front cabin is pretty spacious as well, and like the exterior, it seems that the design language here is also minimalism. Gone are all the useful buttons, with only some here, and the rest are on the infotainment touchscreen. Also, the hazard light switch is nowhere to be found here, but above, which is actually a curious decision because there's plenty of space here. While I personally feel that the almost complete lack of buttons is an inconvenience, the silver lining here is that just a simple downward swipe on the infotainment screen will reveal almost all the settings that you may need, including your drive modes and some other safety features. You can also tap here to access your aircon controls. The infotainment system itself is also quite simple and intuitive, so all is good. On this panel of touch buttons, you can open either sliding doors to the second row seats, turn your aircon on or off, these 2 aircon functions which frankly I never truly understood what they are till today, a very handy home button which allows you to get to the home page of your infotainment system regardless of which page you're on, and lastly, you can lock or unlock your car. On the steering wheel, you get your smart cruise control functions on the left and your music functions on the right, which includes volume control as well. There is a large wireless charging pad here that can fit 2 devices, 2 cup holders, and a button to access this relatively spacious center storage.
You get 8 premium JBL speakers, and while they generally sound pretty okay, they can be further improved by tweaking the EQ settings. What is not okay, however, is that the sound is way too bassy. The only way to reduce any form of bass is this 80Hz slider right here, which helps a little, but it doesn't solve the issue. The issue is that it's the subwoofer that is overpowering. It is turned up so high and there is no setting, no way to turn it down. The only workaround to turn it down is to turn down the overall volume. And for someone like me who likes to listen to my music loud, that is not an option. I've seen other cars that provide a subwoofer setting or at least a more meaningful bass setting in the EQ. So the absence of either in this car is actually quite baffling and probably an oversight, because the JBL speakers actually sound pretty good on their own. So to me, this is actually a missed opportunity to provide a really good sound experience. Hopefully, there will be a firmware update in the future to fix this. Overall, the front cabin is really very spacious. You get sport seats with side bolsters, and they're very soft and comfortable due to the plush cushioning. I mean, look at this. We can actually bend it because they're so soft. And lastly, you get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as a panoramic sunroof, which completes the package. Only the first half opens though.
You get 3 drive modes: Eco, Normal and Sport, which can be toggled by swiping down on the infotainment screen.
Frankly, there's not much difference between Eco and Normal mode. They both drive well, they're fast and smooth, leaving nothing lacking. In fact, you could be on Eco all the way and never feel the need to switch. But if you ever feel the need for speed, you could switch to Sport mode and see everybody else vanish from your sights.
There are 3 regenerative braking settings: Low, Standard and High.
I really like the regenerative braking setting because they really feel like what they say. On high, it obviously brakes the most, but it can be a tad overpowering when you're in sport mode. So I find that the standard regen mode is actually pretty sufficient. It still brakes, but not in a jarring way.
You get your standard suite of safety features such as lane assist, collision avoidance assist, blind spot assist, and many others, and all of which can be accessed via the infotainment touchscreen here. While it does include all the features you'd expect, it unfortunately does not really allow you to tweak them by much. All you really get is a setting for late or early warnings. And this only applies to some of them. The rest of the features are more of it's what it is. At the very least, you have the option to turn all of them on or off.
Personally, I think this is only an issue if the safety features work in a jarring or prohibitive way. Thankfully, the safety features here work really well and seamlessly, so you can put all your worries down. Overall, the drive is fast, smooth, and comfortable. My only caveat is the lack of extensive settings for the safety features, but then again, they work really well on their own, so it's not a deal breaker. The Maxus MIFA 7 is an eMPV that focuses on safety, comfort, and practicality, and it delivers on all fronts.
At the time of this video, the Maxus MIFA 7 costs about 222k, excluding COE.
For the price, this places the MIFA 7 very competitively in the market among other eMPVs, or just MPVs in general. I think it has pretty much everything you could want in an MPV at this price point. And even though I have reservations regarding the bassy sound and the lack of extensive controls for the safety features, they're not deal breakers, and I think in this context, they're quite negligible. So, if you're not looking for an MPV in the premium range and you're looking for something considerably smaller than the humongous MIFA 9 while at the same time providing ample space in the second and third row seats, and you love bass or maybe you don't mind heavy bass, then I think the Maxus MIFA 7 is well worth your consideration. And that's it for my review of the Maxus MIFA 7. Do let me know what you think about the car in the comments below, and also let me know if there's anything more you would like to see in the next video. And lastly, do like this video, share this video and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you again on the next one.